So I wanted to share with you a couple ways that I play with rapid image cycling. So I've been doing this method since about 2009, and now it's 2022. And one of the things I have to do is I have to keep it fresh. So I've been playing with it quite a bit. And one of the ways I keep it fresh is that I change the number of, actually, which I'm sort of ambivalent about how I want to do this. I change the number of cycles that I have, so you can have more than one. And I wanted to do a little teaching about that, of how to do that, because people say, well, that's hard, or I can't do that. So if you're watching this on YouTube, the idea is that you have a list of about 20 items that you want that you don't have, and you have images of them either memorized or you know them really well, and they're spinning around at a speed so fast that you can't see them anymore, but that you know that they're there. So once you get this spinning disc or spinning ball, you can do things with it. And one thing is to have more than one of them. And so I'd like you just, if you have a rapid image cycling list, I'd like you to start spinning it. If you're watching this, if you don't, I'd like you just to imagine that you have a spinning ball of light, and that's what you're going to play with. And in this ball of light has lots of wonderful, like, your positive images of future events, but it's spinning so fast that you can't see them. Sort of like a blender, like, you know that the blender has blades, but you can't see them. If you stopped it, you'd be able to see the blades on the blender, but right now it's spinning so fast you can't see them. All right, good. And now I'd like you to imagine that you have, first of all, notice where you're spinning it. Are you spinning it in front of you and spinning it behind you? There's not really a right or wrong place to spin it. Just, I like to notice where it goes. If you're new, I like to put it behind your head. I think that's a nice place to put it until you get used to doing it, and then you can start interacting with it as if it's a living consciousness, and that helps it work better, I think. That's my take on it, not Bengston's. It's my playful way of making a vibrantly creative two-way relationship with my image cycle, as if I treat it as if it's alive. And I know it's not alive the way a human being is alive, but consciousness, I think, is living, and it lives in all things, everything. So, yeah. So now we have one cycle, and now we can just invite another cycle to come in, and it has the same content as it's like a copy, right? So if you had a cycle behind you, you could maybe have two cycles behind you, or a cycle in back behind you and a cycle in front of you. And let's just play with that for now. Okay, good. Or one of my favorites is to put one in each corner of the room, and it sort of energizes the whole space. You put one in the tumor area and one in outer space, far away. Thanks, Joseph. I'll refresh the list, and maybe that will work. Just do that. Yeah, I'm just refreshing this list so that it works. Okay. And thanks, Joseph. Joseph is my self-appointed assistant here. He helps people with the names. I'm so grateful for you, and I think the rest of us are too. Volunteer, helping it work. All right, so now as you're spinning your cycles, notice that you're able to do more than one at a time. Is anybody able to do that, or have difficulty do that? Do you have any questions or comments about having 4 or 5 cycles spinning at the same time? Okay, and now I'd like you to imagine that you can have like 100 cycles spinning at the same time. So you can't really count them, there's just a whole bunch. And just notice if they want to be all in the room where you're in, or the space that you're in, or some of them are close to you, some of them are far away from you. And notice that as you increase the number of spinning discs of light, or discs of whatever it looks like to you, that it creates sort of like a spacious feeling. That's what it does for me. And it's less like I'm sitting there trying to spin something, and it's actually more relaxing for me to have 100 cycles spinning than it is to have one. Because one, it feels like I'm hunkering down and cycling, and it needs to be at some automatic part of you. There you go, good. Nice. I just felt a bunch of you tap into it. Good, 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 good. Good. All right. Greg is our resident poet. You're probably going to tell us all about this later. I can see it stimulating some pretty cool things in you. Good. Good, good, good. All right, good. So that's a way to play. All right. So you can have 2, you can have 3, you can have 100, you can have 1,000,000,000. You just play with the number of cycles. Your list is the same on each one. I guess you could have different lists on each one, but so far it's like a portal to my future when I'm doing it. It's a portal to my future freer self, and my future freer self is enjoying things that I'm not enjoying right now. Okay, good, 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 good. And if you haven't noticed, the healing's already started, because when everybody's cycling like this, the healing starts. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Any other questions or comments about this having more than one cycle going? Anybody having difficulty with it? Like maybe you don't know rapid image cycling and you're like, what are you talking about? Just type in the chat if you have a question. I know we have at least one person that's new. Let's see. Yeah. Looking through here. Okay, good. All right. So now I'd like you to ask the part of you that knows how to heal, or the part of existence that knows how to help you heal, either yourself or if you're here for somebody else, what a good number of cycles to spin would be for you right now. And notice if the number shifts and changes when you involve that question. Angela says her cycles refuse to stay behind her, they bounce forward to the front. So just notice. Especially if you ask the question, where should these cycles be, and they all go in front of you. Just make sure it's not fear of the future. So you're like, no, I need the future to be a certain way, so I'm going to put all my cycles in front of me. Sometimes if you put them behind you, or you ask them to go behind you, the feeling that I get is that something has my back and that I don't have to work so hard. It's just happening. So I invite you to play with that, Angela. Ingrid says number 7 came up. So do you have 7 cycles spinning right now, Ingrid? All right, good. Good, good. Okay, so if you're watching this later on YouTube, in a few minutes I'm going to go into the actual formal event of distance healing, where people have put their names in and we'll actually do the distance healing. And with this little bit of training, I'm going to, during the actual distance healing session, we're going to go to an inner healing sanctuary, and I'm going to ask us all to resonate with similar numbers of cycles, okay? So ask me now if you have any questions, because I want to just kind of be doing it when we get into the actual healing session. All right, and if you want to join us, for this healing session, if you're here on YouTube, if you're watching this later, all you have to do is join the Spirit Gate Cancer Support Facebook group. We do this every Friday, and yeah, like and subscribe to my channel. I often rip the videos from this from the Facebook and post them onto YouTube. Lots of free training So you get a sense of how to work energetically with cancer. And there's a lot more to working energetically with cancer than just rapid image cycling, and certainly a lot more than a free Facebook group. How to manage a naturally healing tumor, that's what I do for a living. There's a lot more to it than just than this. How to tweak your technique if this is happening, if that's happening. I do multiple session packages. I do, just one shots. I work with people that are working with their animals, working with their loved ones, all sorts of ways. And you're invited to go to my website, which is spiritgate.com. All right, let's begin.